CHiii. Yo, what up? It's your boy, Cedric Clinton Kairos, repping that CHiii funk. It's Freestyle Friday, episode deuce to the 24 weeks coming at you straight with that real hip hop, some freestyles, some fun, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of screen printing. We are at Squeeze Play, Hawaii, where we print t-shirts all day, almost every day. I'm actually rocking a t-shirt that we printed here at the shop. Shout out to Josh Hemakana, the OG one. Shout out to the West Side, repping that Constantly Scheming. And yeah, man, happy Friday to each and every one of y'all. I appreciate every one of you guys tuning in, showing love, putting comments, hitting that like button, hitting that love button. I appreciate it. Much love. This week has been a good week for us. We printed some t-shirts. We're actually working on a new website for Squeeze Play. 2017, we're really stepping it up. We're building a new website. We got some new equipment on the way. And stay tuned. There's some real exciting things going on. So I'm going to show you the new t-shirt we've printed here recently. So as you can see, to this side of me, I got my press. So on the back of this shirt, we also have a little screen printing press with the new website domain. It's in the works right now, squeezeplayhigh.com. Stay tuned. And also to highlight the longevity that Squeeze Play has been around, over 30 years. Squeeze Play has actually been around since '84. I bought the business from the previous owner in 2009. So this April will be my 8-year anniversary running Squeeze Play. I was only 19 when I purchased the business, and 8 years later, we're still here. We're still going strong. And hit us up if you need any t-shirts printed. I'd be more than happy to assist you with that. This week, we got a special guest. A real special guest. He just dropped a project. He's kicking that ill, boom bap, straight soulful flow, taking it back to that East Coast flavor. My man, Rhyme the old man. How you doing, my brother?
Good.
Pleasure to have you on.
No, the pleasure's all mine. What's good?
So tell the people where you got your name, Rhyme.
Okay, well, my name is Raymonte, and growing up, you know, it was a hard name to pronounce. So I had a cousin who looked at the letters in my name, and if you take the R, the Y, the M, and the E, it kind of spells rhyme, you know, ebonically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it kind of spells rhyme ebonically. But being an educator, I have to throw the H in there to keep things good.
Grammatically.
Yeah, I have to do it. I guess it's an OCD side of me. But yeah, it's always been rhyme. I had another little homie growing up. His name was Wami, and he also pushed me into the direction of rhyme, and then just the idea that it's always been a part of me from the name that my mom gave me. So it just seemed the likely direction for me to go in as far as attaching me hip hop wise.
So were you rhyming when you adopted that name, or was that?
Well, I wouldn't call what I was doing then rhyming. It was more dabbling, thinking I could rhyme. There was no direction as far as what I would call songwriting or lyric writing. It was very basic, wanting to actually go in that direction of one of the components of the culture.
Right.
So it was, let's just say the name kept me on the path to become an MC.
Okay.
I say it didn't say DJ, or it didn't say graph writer, rhyme. So I said, okay, that's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna deal with just writing lyrics or whatever.
Word. So, when did the old man get added on?
I'm gonna give everybody the secret. All right, the old man didn't get added on until I first arrived here in Hawaii back in '05. And the concept behind it was, I know this is a young man's game, and I'm here to admit, the old man, I'm literally probably the oldest head on the island when it comes to being attached to hip hop since its inception. I'm 47.
Wow.
Right? So the foresight was, if I ever got into a cypher and somebody wanted to try to clown me for being an old man, I beat them to the punch. Yeah, I'm the old man. I accept that. So it's just one of those things that kind of stuck. If you see me now, I'm starting to shorten it because it just takes too long to write rhyme, the old man. But I think now that most people, if they've ever seen me perform or if we've ever built any conversations together, rhyme the old man, it just kind of flows as a kind of like Eric Sermon, Paris Smith, rhyme the old man.
Nice. Yeah. That makes me think of Eminem in 8 Mile. Where
just putting it all out there. That way, what you got left. So at the end of the day, was they couldn't clown me for being an old guy, still MCing. So I think it was catchy. Yeah.
So where are you originally from then?
Originally East New York, in the borough of Brooklyn. Traveled a lot, but that's where I stake my claim as far as being inspired for a lot of my material. And just as everybody in New York, you transverse down south. You got relatives down south, so I gotta give a shout out. The Monks going to South Carolina. A lot of people came out of there. In fact, Charlemagne the God, the most prolific radio personality right now. He's from Moncks Corner, and it's just, it was just one of those things. You go down south to either, get out of New York for the summer or vice versa, go up to New York to get hooked up on the flavors. But Brooklyn, New York, born and bred, so.
Word.
Yeah.
Right on. So how did you originally get into hip hop?
I have an older cousin by the name of Sean Coatsum. He was an MC, a DJ. He had the hot fashions. We all as cousins, that was the guy that we wanted to emulate. And he was a very prolific writer. He has a lot of material that just never came out that he wanted to put out. But I'll never forget, we were sitting in a church one day when we were supposed to be, paying attention in church. And it's this song by this artist called Love Bug Starski. And he had a song called The Fever. And it had a very complicated, very syncopated beat. And he taught me how to drum it out on the church pew. So outside of getting in trouble, that was my first taste of, hip hop. I gotta do it. I love it. And that was just more so the musical aspect of it, and listening to earlier crews like Funky 4+1, the Curtis Blows, earlier Run DMC. When it was only 5 big names in hip hop, that's when I really, really started writing. Right. Specifically based on the material that Run DMC was putting out. Myself and my younger brother, we kind of loved that back and forth cypher-like type style that Run and D had, coming up, and it just took off, from that. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So, something that comes to mind, I just feel like you've been around since birth.
Since the beginning. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've seen it transition through everything. I could walk in the store and name the 5 major groups. It was Run DMC, Beasties, Fat Boys, Houdini. And that was just the East Coast flavors. Then you had Scarface on the Gulf Coast, and then on the West Coast, you had the earlier, the NWAs, who some people felt like they were emulating the East Coast, but for me, they really weren't. They had their own sound. You had the Too Shorts. You had, just watching hip hop go from that beginning to where it's at now. I'm able to say pridefully that I've, seen it all.
Seen it all.
Yeah, seen it all.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, Kool Herc is known.
Oh yeah, he's known. Kool Herc. I mean, and what's interesting is, you know, as a DJ, that was the most, and it probably to this day I still feel is the most important component. And I think like I said, you know, talking back about my cousin, that was his mainstay. He was a DJ,
Right.
and then he also got into production, but he figured, you know, I can MC too,
Right.
so he'll spin the record and do it. So he emulated Kool Herc. He emulated Flash. He was the local DJ in East New York that everybody said, man, you should go somewhere. But as far as the basic beginnings of Kool Herc and Flash and Africa Bam and, you know, Zoom Nation and all that is, again, being able to see hip hop's inception from that point to where we're at now is just one of the things that I think made me, put me on the stance that I'm in now.
Right, you could almost be like a hip hop
historian. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, do you remember the first hip hop party you?
Yeah, I can remember the first hip hop party. It was in the schoolyard of PS 328. It was a school, kind of like a middle school. That, you know, if you compare it to school environments today, it was the middle school in the area that I was at, and you had the DJ, and you had the audience, and then you had the DJ's record guy. The record guy at that particular time was my cousin, because he was trying to, you know, get on at that point as well. But for me, you know, I'm gonna date myself for real now. This was like 1978.
Wow.
Yeah, 1978, and the dance at that particular time was, believe it or not, was like the hustle or something. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
But the funny thing is, the DJ is spinning breaks, and breaks for me evolved, you know, out of that disco thing. Right. People got tired of disco, and then the breaks came, and it was like more being able to stand back and watch people just do whatever move, like freestyle dance, just whatever came to mind. But it still had that whole couple connection thing. So for me, again, as a grasshopper, watching all that, it was just cool to see the energy come out of the guy behind the two turntables, and the makeshift speakers, and it was, you know, just thinking back to it now, it was wild. We called them block parties then, and hey, it was more of those. It takes a village. It took a village to put this hip hop in everybody, and that's what it was.
That's awesome. So, who are some of your favorite MCs?
Now, being from New York, people are gonna assume
they're all New York.
You know what I'm saying? But to tell you the truth, if I just spit out names, I would spit out some underrated guys that I think should be known. And for me, it's Black Thought, Pharoah Monch, of course, the God Rakim, Common, and Talib Kweli. If I name, I'm not saying a top 5, but I'm looking at substance, longevity, and then what they're contributing. Those, especially Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Rakim made a lot of MCs change their whole penmanship, pen game up, because, you know, the way his style, man, was just, he was able to see where he could plant a word, and he was able to perform that. And then just his stage charisma, you know, just how he presented whatever he was up there presenting. You know, for me, that was dope. Like 1986, the summer of, Eric B. is president, that Impeach the President break is playing. You heard that on every radio station, specifically BLS and 98.7 KISS. But every car.
Walking through the hood. Like
every car, man. It was just, you go around the corner, somebody's playing Eric B. is president. And the B side of that record was Check Out My Melody. And then that's where I think Rakim really showed his mastery of words, his breath control and all that was on My Melody, because I mean, you know what it is as an MC when you ride the beat. I mean, he was living
effortless.
Yeah, it was just
so smooth.
Oh yeah.
Dope. So, how about some of the new cats? Who are some of the new cats that you resonate with in this day and age?
In this day and age, I'm gonna have to say, and I'm still wrapping my head around his latest project that he just dropped, is Childish Gambino, only because he dares to be different.
That wasn't even hip hop.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm still wrapping my head around it.
Right.
But to see that he's able to go in any direction, for me, it shows a lot of talent. And then of course, Cedric is up there. There's a lot of unknown cats, but I'm gonna talk about some of the guys that's on the battle circuit, like Locksmith.
Yeah,
he's a dope. He's dope MC from out of what is it, Oakland, something like that.
I think or
Richmond, California. Yeah, he's out of Richmond, and just his ability to because they say battle MCs can't
create albums or songs,
you know what I'm saying?
Versa,
but he's able to tap into both sides, So Locksmith definitely one of those cats that I look at. There's a lot of young. I mean, right now there's somebody in the room somewhere that's pinning some fire.
For sure.
But the stagnant environment that music is right now prevents a lot of these young cats from being heard. I mean, even right here on the island, 808 has a lot of talent. I mean, from one side of the spectrum to the other. So it's just what I enjoyed about coming to Hawaii back in 2005 was that geographical separation from the mainland.
Right.
That, I mean, for me, it says no doubt these guys are going to have their own sound here.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just that flavor that's here that allows that somebody's going to blow. Yeah. I'm not in it for paper. I'm not in it for. I do it just because I can do it. But my fingers are crossed for somebody out of the 808 to let the world know about the tremendous amount of talent here in Hawaii. I try to support everybody, and I think people that know me will say that I don't really try to pigeonhole myself liking one particular genre. Sure. I mean, I love the golden era, but I'm not knocking anybody's talent. Sure. But I really feel right now Hawaii is on the verge of somebody going out there and really repping MC-wise and putting some stuff down. Like if you ask me who I'm listening to here, I would definitely have to mention my man Coins, my man Scholar. Creed is a must listen. Pre, I just started listening to Pre stuff when I first got back here in 2014. Nice. In fact, I was able to see him perform in the Electron Room up at Hawaiian Bright. He's dope. He always puts on a dope show. But then you got OTE, Slick OTE. He just put something up on Facebook the other day. Yeah. And then I was listening to some stuff today by you. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know what you're waiting on, man. But this man has some talent. He's got some material. I'm ready. And then my man Crichton, right? He's one of the guys that he blessed me by allowing me to be on, working on his project. Right. I'm excited for his second release. And then Glisten. If you guys went to the Illa J show last week, Glisten got up there and blessed the mic with Marianne, another talented artist it's just so much talent. Yeah, but Glisten, he's got a project getting ready to drop, and I'm really, really excited about it. But definitely, what I was listening to today with you, man, I'm ready.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that coming from a true lyricist. So, talk to me about some of your favorite producers.
Primo, most definitely Primo. Same. Extra P, Large Professor. Yeah. Anybody that's utilizing that grimy 12-bit filter, or that just keeps their production basic, melody, a nice 4-bar loop, dope. But definitely Primo, Large P,
Pete Rock.
I'm gonna say Pete Rock, Ninth Wonder, of course, Crisis, a lot of Justice League guys, and then it's some cats that might be a little obscure. Diamond D, he did a lot of work for Big L before Big L. Yeah, the Digging in the Crates crew, and Lord Finesse also. And then I'm trying to tie in all the talent we have here. Then you got Metasons. If you was at LJ, you listen to a lot of stuff that Metasons did. You got who that Sub who did a lot of work on. I love Sub Z stuff. And it was this old connection I had when I first got here. I'm gonna say he's the first person I rhymed on some tracks. His name was Lyle. I don't know if he's still here, but he had a lot of melodic stuff. And then you got the guys that's the normal guys that's expected to blow. You got that works with Friiiday.
Producer
wise.
Chris Rockamwell.
Yeah, Rockamwell. I think he just won Beat Boot or something,
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rockamwell.
Yeah, and then who else did I like from here?
Slap Symphonies.
Oh,
dope.
definitely Letty in them. Yeah, definitely. But see, now you taking me all the way back to the Red Elephant days, man. Yeah, the old Beat Boot days. Shout out to Cav and Light Sleepers. You know, it was a lot of producers here, and this probably still is. Oh man, the name escapes me. But dope stuff, man. I'm embarrassed to be leaving out some name, but it's just so much talent here. Oh no, just Jim Hurdle. What am I taking, man? Yeah,
That's
Jim.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Jim Hurdle. That's what I was saying. Friiiday. That's why I keep mixing the producer. But Jim Hurdle, definitely one of those dual weapons. You know, dude can rhyme and spit
Rap
fire,
and beats,
and he can make beats. So yeah, definitely fire. A lot of talent here, man. A lot of talent.
Yeah, I feel like the volcano's like
It's gonna blow, man.
It's just about to explode.
Somebody's gonna get put on it. I think Jim has some. He has a project getting ready to drop.
Yeah.
I want to say next month. I don't want to put any bad info out there, but whenever it drops, Jim, my money is spent on your project.
March, I believe. Something's got to give.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jim Hurdle.
Yeah,
Much respect as always.
Yeah.
Dope. So when did you start working on your own material?
I can tell you the specific year. It was 1983. Is when I started writing, and then as I mentioned earlier, my younger brother, his name was LSD, and at that particular time, I had the particular moniker. You had to have MC in front of your name,
Right.
so I was MCT then.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't really stick, and then that's when the whole rhyme thing came in there. But a lot of guys, they didn't like us because we were able to go to school, then come back home, and then rehearse all night.
Right.
Go to the school the next day, get in a little battle. And they're like, man, y'all, it's no fair. Y'all live together. I said, well, hey, that's just how it is.
Step your
You
bars
gotta step up. But yeah, I started writing in '83. The style back then for me was really just 4-bar rhythms. All 4 words on the end rhyme together.
Right.
And then as time progressed, and as you listen to more hip hop that was coming out from established artists, you change your style up, but you kind of keep it where it's at. I didn't evolve into writing stories until I actually started experiencing life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what the saying, you're young, dumb, and full of, you know what I'm saying? So, after
real life situations.
when real life hit, it was like, okay, I need to start putting some of this misery and pain on paper. And, they always say an artist puts his best material out when he suffers a little bit.
Right.
So that's when I started. So between '83 and I'm gonna say when I graduated high school in '87, it was more so you rhyming just to rhyme. Right. But even then, for me, it wasn't I'm gonna pack some Coliseum or whatever. Right. It was I'm rhyming because I like to do it. I want to be part of the culture, and then it evolved into just composition book after composition book, just writing and writing and writing, with really not looking at it end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So when did you start producing your own beats and stuff like that?
When I got tired of taking money out of my pocket and paying a guy that didn't really have a connection to hip hop to try to make a track for me, that's when I went out and brought this little Casio SK1. It had the 4 orange pads and about 1.2 seconds of sample time on it. So you had to really, really be creative.
Make it work,
So it was more so you hit the orange pad and then you just keep hitting the orange pad, no sequence, so you're just trying to time it to where it's perfect. And you had a little BS Fostex 4-track multi-track, and you just do it. So, but it evolved into me saying, if I'm gonna make something, I need to invest the money in it. So I just you know, you got to save the money up. And then being in the military kind of helped out because I was able to go places like Korea, Japan, and look at purchasing the equipment that was actually a lot cheaper then overseas than it was when they would ship, say, an Ensoniq EPS or an Ensoniq ASR-10 over to the, you know, to the mainland, and you buy it like that. It was more.
You're getting it from the source.
I'm buying it when they, you know, because production-wise, at that time it wasn't a lot of the I make beats and rhyme too kind of thing.
Right.
You know, so it was
either like one or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you had the, you know, the guys coming out doing that, it was like, man, okay,
that's not the only one.
And then it's like it's a way to say that self-sufficiency
right.
is you know, something that everybody's trying to do. So you save money in one area and then you can apply it somewhere else. Then you just start stacking your equipment. You start developing your technique, your sound, and then you hear a real producer out there, and then you go back to the drawing board. You know, so it was a steep learning curve for me because I was very heavy in the rhyming more so than I was, you know, making beats.
Right.
You know, KRS-One has a famous line where he says, "You want to grab the mic, plug it in, and begin." Right. That's what it was. You know, we would go to the shows, and rather than worrying about trying to pick up some girl or doing whatever, we're all hanging by the DJ booth. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting for that one instrumental to come on, and you know, we're just standing there. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then just at, you know, last 5 minutes of the night, that's when he'll let it spin. You know, and you doing your thing. So yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
So, talk to us a little bit about your current project, Ink Stain Interpretations.
Okay, Ink Stain Interpretations, it's I'm gonna say it's a passion project that I've been trying to get out there for, like, say, the last 10, 12 years. Every song on it is a song that was written back then, except the famous bonus track.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the crew I wrote in that night. But Ink Stain Interpretations is it's a grouping of cautionary tales, stories, real life experience, whether it's mine or what I observed. That again, I've been trying to get out there. When I first arrived here on Oahu back in 2005, I always tell this story because I think it's significant and it shows you the kind of love that you can get if you come here with the right mentality. Right. Is Big Mox, and everybody knows Mox. Yeah. He introduced me to my very first cipher. You know what I'm saying? And it was an art night that they was having at the old Detox. And it was a night that Nabahi, if anybody remembers Nabahi, he painted the pink elephants. He had an art show that night. And then up on the second level, they had, it was Audible Lab Rats, Creed Chameleon, Everybody Knows, and Big Mox. And what Mox used to do is he would end his, whatever set he was doing, he would end his set with this song called Freestyle Your Life Away. And for me, now I look back on it, it was a signal for if you are an MC,
get your ass on stage.
Come on up. And I'm opening it up. And I was just sitting there, I'm like, man, everybody was doing their thing. Audible Lab Rats, Stu and all that. That's when Stu was part of Audible Lab Rats. Everybody started getting up there, and then I had the emanation of a glow or something that said, I want to get on, or whatever, but Mox kind of looked over at me and would say, hey, come on up. And then I got up, spit my first verse, butterflies and everything. And then from that point, that was like I feel that was my indoctrination into the local scene. Yeah, the local scene. But yeah, I always tell that story because you got to think Mox. Mox he's a cultivator of the culture, and he does a lot. And he's a Renaissance man. Mox does it all. But definitely, you don't also want to be on the opposite end of in a cycle with that dude either. But Mox is known to bring you to your next level if you're able to do it. So that's, shout out to Mox.
Shout out to Mox. Yeah, looking forward to having you on a next
Definitely got to get him up there. And then plus he blessed the stage as well last week at the LJ. Mox, good looking out.
Much love and respect.
Yeah.
Let me check the feed real quick. Okay, yeah, we're still going. All right. Sweet. Shout out to Mox. Prolific Unknown.
Angry Locals.
Yeah. I know K-Love's in town. Shout out to K-Love. I remember I used to go to, like, my first introduction to them was at Jazz Minds.
Yeah. With the bentos.
Deadbeats.
Deadbeats, Harumi and them. Yep.
So that was good fun. They would always come up and, like, just kill freestyles. I was like, yo, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. So, what are you listening to now?
Right now, it's kind of hard because the radio. Actually, I don't listen to radio, man. What I find myself doing is going back to a lot of old or older, what I consider golden era hip hop, and then if a YouTube clip hits my feed from either Team Backpack or from like if my cousin sends me a link saying, "Hey, remember these guys right here?" I would look at it. But again, that's what I consider the mainstream. But if again going back to who I'm listening to local, I gotta give a shout out to Scholar. The Scholar, he's got a lot to say, and I'm like really his project is dope. Creed, you're gonna like me for this. I pulled out my old copy of Love Potion Cyanide. Nice. Because of some recent stuff that you did. I found myself with Iron Mike. You just released something with Iron Mike. So I pulled out my old Love Potion Cyanide. Listening to Crichton, again, he put me on one of his tracks with It's Me, Him, Glisten, and one half of the Soul Pacific, Lyndon Lee. Two dope brothers, man. They classical. Can't wait to listen to your stuff. I'm gonna keep plugging it. It's dope. Coins, especially. Yeah. This brother's about to blow, and I'm gonna start listening to Conner Boy. 'Cause I think if anybody right now, based on what I see him doing out there, if anybody's gonna blow on the mainland and open the door, I think Conner Boy's gonna do it. They got their own vibe, I'm listening to some old Ill Hill Society with Quali, John Cozy, the rest of them. Nice. Man, it's just, this is a good problem to have.
Yeah, there's so much.
When you have so much
material
talent and so much material out there, it's a good problem to have the way you can't like really pinpoint what you're listening to. I'm listening to it all. They all dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Word. All right. What can we look forward from you? What do you got cooking up right now? What's in the works?
Well, like right now, like I said, Ink Stain is bubbling right now. Only a few people have copies. The guys that came to the release, the people that I've personally given a copy. Again, being a passion project. What I'm really working on right now is what I consider the segue to the next project that's going to drop like end of March, called Thumbnail Images. It's just for me a natural progression to some current material that I've been writing. And some songs that are already in the can that I'm going to put on Thumbnail. It's just one of those things that now that I got that out of the way, I can like really focus. And again, the concept is not to try to go out there and become some kind of millionaire or multi-platinum dude. Right. It's to get what I have in here out there, and hopefully people enjoy it. So yeah, Thumbnail at the end of March. I should be getting back up in the studio with Sub-Z of Prima Phonics. Ascertine Collective should be back in the studio with him real soon. We had already knocked out maybe 6-7 additional tracks that are just sitting at the studio now, but everything that's coming out, it'll be about a 12-song project.
Solid.
Yeah.
So Ink Stain Interpretations isn't on the interweb?
Yeah, it's not. It's nowhere out there yet. In fact, I'm gonna call him my manager, Zach Thompson. He shot the video for one of the songs, World at War. He's working on my website right now really the only way that you can connect to me, just to say what's up to me is my Instagram, Rhyme the Old Man. And it's spelled differently. It's spelled my Ebonic way, RYMEDAOLDMAN, Rhyme the Old Man. You look for that on Instagram. We can connect that way. Or Facebook. Look for Ramonte Britt. That's out there. But as soon as the website is up and the SoundCloud is in effect, you'll see me start churning out a lot of the stuff that's not going to be on the album. I'm just going to use those platforms for what I would consider B-side records and songs. I would put that on there like that.
Solid.
So that's in the works right now.
Awesome. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. I had the honor and the pleasure of hearing Ink Stain Interpretations, and it's fire. Really, really dope. When he does put it out, please go check it out. If you're into that 90s golden era boom bap, it's right up your alley. He produced a couple of the tracks. Shout out to Sub-Zero, Prima Phonics. I know a couple of his tracks are on there. Daniel Sauls is on there.
Definitely Daniel Sauls.
So check it out. You won't regret it. So do you have any shows coming up?
Bone, man, I gotta say to Bone,
Just
Bone. You know what I'm saying?
Got right.
Hey, he like triple OG hip hop cultivator in the 808. He knows what kind of shows we like to see here. He brought Illa J and Rhapmatic here last week. I mean, it was a dope night for hip hop, and dope night for definitely some of the talent that got up on the stage and was able to present, their art to the audience that was there. It was a good night. And so Bone hit me up today. He's doing a show at the Dragon next week, and he asked me, "Thank you, Bone. Appreciate
Shout
it."
out Bone.
To do a set there next Friday. So I'll be there. And then I guess whatever future things come up will come up. I'm not one beating the street out there. If somebody asks me to do something, I'm always gonna say yes.
Solid.
You know what I'm saying? But so we'll see.
Right.
But then when they do, we'll put it on the Instagram or whatever. The standard advertisement, if you will.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I assume you're gonna be performing some of the Ink Stain.
Some of Ink Stain, yeah. I'm gonna be maybe 3 songs off of Ink Stain. I'll do there, and then I'll be there passing out some copies of Ink Stain.
Solid.
Yeah.
So roll through the Dragon upstairs, Chinatown next Friday.
Yep, next Friday.
Yeah, if you want to get your hands on a copy, roll through. It's gonna be dope.
Or even one of those dope shirts you did for me.
Yeah, one of those too.
Yeah, appreciate those. Those like kind of they went. What I have left now, like I told you, I gotta re-up and give you some more. So.
All right.
Yeah.
We're ready when you are.
All right.
Cool. So I know you mentioned it once, but how can the people connect with you if they do want to check out your material, keep up with you?
The best way to keep up with me until, like I said, Zach gets everything set right now is on Instagram. That's RYMEDAOLDMAN, Rhyme the Old Man. If you shoot me a friend request, trust me, I'm not going to accept it, check your page out, and then delete you. If you send me a friend request, I'll accept it. But I post most of the stuff that I do up there, any of my ideas, working in the lab or whatever, I put stuff on that, and then just they give you opportunity to see the inside of my mind on what drives me, So once the SoundCloud and the web page is done, I'll put the link on the Instagram,
Right.
and then people will be able to connect to some of the music. Because what I would like to do between the point the SoundCloud is done is put a track up that I make every week.
Solid.
Until the second stage, Thumbnail Images, is released at the end of March.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. So I did tag him in the Facebook Live, Raymonte Britt. You can also follow him on Instagram. That's RYMEDAOLDMAN, Rhyme the Old Man. And he's got some really dope material, so check it out. So, it's Freestyle Friday, episode 24. You know what we came to do. So we got some instrumentals lined up for you. So stay tuned 1 second. We're going to get that situated. I think my speaker turned off while we were interviewing.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to just turn that back on real quick. Shout out to Yarmy tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. Alright.
Episode 24, 2-4.
Episode Deuce Foe. Shout out to the Deuce Foe, Jim Hurdle, Jeremy Germ. Can't wait for that project. Let me turn the speaker on. Press play real quick.
That's what it is.
Yeah. On the primo track, me and Ron the Old Man bringing it back to the 90s. Where the flow so grimy, we out here just like the light, we shiny, blinding, cause we spreading it. Got the ill ass flow, so don't you be forgetting it. I'm just repping it, CHiii funk most definite. And the rhymes is infinite, it's never ending, forever spending. I got the dope ass beat with the flow forever blending. Put it up in the blender, it's that real freestyle, no pretender. The end of a fake MC's career, and I speak it so clear.
What? Clear as crystal. When I was young, I used to drink Bristol cream. Dream of an episode of Star Search. Flip the freestyle flow with no rehearsal of the verse. Spit first or second. Grab the mic, it keeps me at the beck and the call of a freestyle flipping. Then I rip when I laugh from paragraphs. Potential, meanwhile. Shoot from the head, not see now. When I'm on the mic, I crack a smile like I crack a glass bottle. Pull the throttle, go from slow to flash, blast like KRS. Unless this test go through your bubble vest. When I'm on the mic, you know I'm on the quest. Like Zelda, yo, I think I felt the smack to your back of your back, then I melt the like wax recordings like Mike J. When I'm on the mic, they call me Rhyme or Ray. Down with said, squeeze play. When I'm on the mic, get on your knees, then pray. Flip the freestyle flow and then I blow like I'm Hurricane Hugo. Back in the day, used to call me Rhyme Take Time. When I'm on the mic, intertwined like a landmine.
Going off like the light switch. Dope ass flow with the nice pitch. Cold ass flow is the ISIS. Crazier than ISIS. Boy using the crisis.
What?
On the mic devices, it's the nicest. And the flow is so priceless. Yeah. Cause we do it for the love. We shine like the light that comes from up above. Yeah, and I'm up in the sky. I rep the H.I. to the day that I die. R to the Y to the M.E.
Alright, that's the first one.
Alright, we got 2 more instrumentals lined up for y'all. It's Freestyle Friday. Hey, hey.
What?
With that real broom bap, ill freestyles, yeah, you know we do that. We some true cats, beat the beat blue black. Yeah, and I thought you knew that if you didn't. Good riddance to these MCs out here bullshit, and I came with a full clip in my pocket. I blast off like a rocket. I'm a couple screws loose of the socket. I'm popping just like a bottle of that champagne. Me and Ron, yeah, we bring it with the campaign. Do the damn thing. Whether you sipping 40 ounces or you smoking on that damn strain that they growing in the hills. And you know I fulfill every dream with the skill. It is real and it's off of the dome. I rep for my home, never leave the mic alone. The microphone king, I shine like bling. Me and Ron the Old Man, we doing our thing. No, we don't sing, we came here to rap with that real boom bap. Yo, tell them like that.
Beat spark tracks like Raymo, then beat streets with it. See, back when we did it, can't compete with it. It was fortified. Started live by conductors, so now we bringing it back for motherfuckers. We still ill, spill real quick when we split it. Ghetto mic on the mic, now I'm lifted. It's squeeze play on the OAHU. When I'm on the mic, don't say I hate you or hate what you do or did. As a kid, did a bid in one time. Now they call me rhyme when I rip it. Like a piece of paper, Batman and Robin, call that the caper. When I'm on the mic, it's said, like I said from the head, I drip drop with the real hip hop. Took a pit stop, never chip chop, matter does it not. I'm hot like tropics in this hot microscopic. Keep you flying when I'm buying, trying. I'm home BK, but yo, I'm nicknamed Hawaiian. Local, when I'm on the mic, yo, I smoke the few. Never that, but when I clever that, straight from the brimski. When I'm on the microphone, you know you want to beat him or me.
What? Yeah, we came to rip it, to be specific. Me and Rom is one of the illest. Yeah, and I know that you feel this. If not, I be like, what you talking about, Willis? It's the realest. Trillest like down south though. It's the intro, but I'll rap to the outro. Rap the whole song off the top of the head. Yeah, my name said, spit rhymes till I'm dead. But my legacy will live on strong. And I rip mics like I'm ripping that bong. I'm ripping that song off of my mind, intertwined with the divine. Rhyme after rhyme, line after line that I put together through any weather. And you know it's way clever. And I don't really have any competitors, cause I'll rip you to the shredders, cause I'm a shredder, bruh. 10 steps ahead of ya, light years, and you know it's quite clear. Fight, but there's no fear. All pretenders don't step up, cause you know you get shut down. I got my rep up. Rep what? I rep that CHiii funk, we at squeeze plate, and yes, the beat bump, and we do this. I'm flowing like fluid, representing for that hip hop movement.
Woo!
Woo!
Alright. Now one more thing, this one just gonna come in.
Alright, shout out to Rhyme, episode 24, Freestyle Friday. I'm gonna let you say it out.
Alright. Check it. In retrospect, that means reverse. Going first and set it. Like I said, don't regret it. I spit on bumpy knuckles. So fuck when I'm on the microphone going next. From your diaphragm straight to your larynx. Spit the text, drink Bex. Check it as I select. When I'm on the mic, I spit the verse real quick. Stick to the topic. Keep it small, microscopic, so stop it. In this game of hip hop, never took a pit stop. I said it before, I came through the door back in 8th grade. Nickname was Rhyme, or was it the Raid? When I said from my head, I dropped fluid. Grab the microphone, plug it in and do it. Peace to my homie Big Mox. When I'm on the mic, yo, take stock in the words that we spit. Quit, don't even try to design your rap line. It blown like a landmine and flow. Go from stop to go, don't collect 2 double O. Better yet, I'm a knot to stop the hot. With my optics like Cyclops, drop it. When I'm on the mic, so stop it, click it. Turn to the next beat. When I'm on the microphone, you face the feet, so 1, 2. I said grip the mic, get on the mic to bind the Jordan light.
Yeah, my name is Ced, his name is Ray. He been in hip hop since back in the day, since the birthing of this shit that we love. And you know, me and the beat is like a hand and a glove. It just goes with it, I just flow with it. It is so ridiculous, sicker than syphilis. You know that you feel this, I'm one of the illest, and I'm hot like the skillet. Yeah, with the pancakes up on it. No, I don't spit, boy, I straight up vomit. I'm higher than a comet, you can post a comment. This Facebook Live, so go ahead and bomb it. With them likes, with them loves, it's all CHiii. Yes, it's all me, C-E to the D, R-I-C. That's how you spell my name, and it's Fuego, cause I spit that flame off the chain. Like a pit bull with no leash. I heard your album, bro, that shit is so weak. You can't compete, don't step to this. I might just step up and snatch your necklace. I'm getting reckless, might check the shit. And I spit ill flows, that's most definite. I'm a black star, like Talib Kweli. I might hop on the skateboard, bust a Ali. Or I might knock him out like Ali. No, you'll never ever ever stop me. Break it off so properly. On the top is where we got to be. With the R-H-Y to the N to the E. And it's the boy C-E-D reppin' CHiii.
I gets down, MCs hear me now. Lyrical, miracle, like Boogie Down. Majestic, listen to the sound of old man getting busy. Murder MCs, leave you to hang like big titties. Don't get it with these. Bringing them seeds, the more the merrier. Rock the whole hip-hop world and surrounding fucking areas, Scarier than your age test. Rappers get worn, ripped and torn like some cheap shoes from Payless. I'm statements like steel MCs, keep it real with that street appeal. Only if you're really from the street. I push a Honda Accord, still can't afford the Land Cruiser. Kick my rhyme for we code the crack users. The high niggas, fly niggas, some try niggas. That's why niggas, die niggas, goodbye niggas. Been rocking rhymes since leaves with lines to this day. Took these street shit, now we represent the 808.
808 all day, feeling great. No, I don't pause and don't hesitate. I elevate with the kids I educate, and you know that I rise above the hell of hate. Yeah, and we keeping it moving. It's one nation up under a grooving. I'm so in tune with the sun, the stars, and the mooning. Yeah, the beat booming. That DJ Premier, so proud and so clear. I'ma spit this shit till you fags and you queers don't step to me. Boy, that be the fucking death of you. Reppin' CHiii, and you know most loving you. Positive vibration. Kick back in the club, maybe grab a good libation. I'm about to tuck a tool like Live Nation. Yeah, with no pause or hesitation. I said it once and I said it twice. Cause the flow is so nice, eat it up like shrimp fried rice. Yeah, hit up the Monopoly man and I'm hitting it up. Then I jams what I can. I get on the mic, do the best I can. I make this shit pop just like a Pepsi can. Yes, I can.
Prolific bars from this man.
Oh man, you was spitting some
Prolific bars from this man. Dope shit. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Freestyle Friday, episode 24. Shout out to Rhyme the Old Man. Came through and killed it. One of my favorite episodes yet. Shout out to everyone out there.
Shout out to 808.
Doing it. CHiii, hip hop is strong. Keep pushing on. And have an amazing weekend. Freestyle Friday, episode 24. We'll see y'all next week.
Word.
Peace.
Dope shit.
CHiii.
Dope.